Hey guys, how are you today? Happy Friday. I know some of you are really glad that it's the weekend, but I just wanted to touch on a subject. If you're new to homeschooling in Florida, specifically here in Pasco and Hernando County, I live in Spring Hill. So I have been a homeschooling mom for 25 years. I just recently retired, which led me to jump into real estate. So my son Joseph, he recently finished, and we're going to be doing commencement and all that in 2021. Last year was a cluster bomb, we all know, so the graduates of 2020 didn't really, have all the shindigs. We weren't sure when he was going to graduate because as homeschoolers, we kind of finish when we finish. So he didn't finish in April or May, he finished in August, so we decided to do the celebrating this year, hoping that everything would be gone and, not have to worry too much. Thankfully, we have a good governor that believes in people's freedoms, and we're more able to gather, so I'm grateful for that. So I wanted to help you if you are going to be moving to Florida, or if you're going to be in the Pasco, Hernando counties, just, give you some guidance. I have been a homeschool leader for way long than I can count. I have been in 2 homeschool groups, one in Hernando County, one in Pasco County. Being that I kind of live in the middle, it just works. I was also in the Fernandez group, just to stay connected because, Florida has such a great homeschooling community. The Tampa Bay area specifically has so much to offer, so much in homeschooling that you can't really go wrong if you decide to move here and you are a homeschooler, or you're deciding to homeschool, or if you're in the school system and you want to try homeschooling. Florida really makes it easy for us to do that. So 5 easy steps to getting started homeschooling. So 1, relax. You want to relax. You can do this. You have been parenting your child their whole lives. No one knows them like you do. So no one is going to love them like you are going to love them. You may think, oh, I don't have patience, or I can't do this, I'm not smart enough. I was a high school dropout. I got my GED, and my oldest son graduated law school. I am not that smart, people, but there are teacher books. It's been done before. My children are 13 years apart, so I started when there was not a lot going on. There was some, but there wasn't a lot. And I went from New York City, homeschooling in kindergarten, to Florida for the rest of his homeschooling journey. So you can do it. You just have to be patient with yourself. You have to be consistent and just be dedicated. So my first advice to you is to relax. You can do this. There's so many of us that have done it before, and there's so much help out there. So I just want to encourage you in that. Number 2, your letter of intent. Now this is going to go to your local school board superintendent. So you're going to basically give them your child's name, address, phone number, age, and your phone number and address and all of that jazz. And you're simply going to tell them, it is my intent to homeschool my child. You don't really need anything else on there. And I will leave a PDF in the description somewhere where you can get my letter of intent to the local district. So that's one option if you're going to register with the county. In Florida, we can also register with what's called umbrella schools, where you register with them and then you basically follow their rules. It's more of a private school covering, but you are still homeschooling your children. And also here in Florida, we have Florida Virtual School, which you can do as a private homeschooler, or you can do through the public school system. So there's different types of those things too. but that's not to get away from the letter of intent. Those are just options. Number 3, an easy step. You are going to DeSchool. When you take your child out of public school or the school system or a private school, you want to give yourself at least a week. I recommend a month, but at least a week where you are not doing any school. This is a vacation for you and your child or your children, and you are gonna just spend time reconnecting with them. You may think, oh, I do that all summer, but it's a little different dynamic when you take them out of the school system and you're preparing to homeschool. You want to get back to snuggles on the couch and reading as a family and playing. Playing is such an important part of education. People take it for granted. Don't be those people. It's really, really important. You know, your child has their whole lives to work and to learn, and there is learning in play. And there are different methods and approaches and different learning styles of homeschooling. So you're going to take this time and get to know your children, see how they learn, what do they respond to, and what do they like, what subjects do they want to learn about, what topics. As a homeschooler, you are not bound to the public system of math, science, social studies in a regimented system. You can incorporate that all together in a unit study. I like to call what we've done, for the most part, delight-directed learning, where every new school year, I always started in July. We live in Florida, so our summers are hot, so I figured let's get in the schoolwork in July, and then we could take like April and May off when the weather's really nice. So in the beginning of our school year, before we start, I say, what do you want to learn about this year? What do you want to talk about, And inevitably, they pick one topic or another, and I incorporate that in whatever curriculum I'm going to buy or lessons that I'm going to research and books, whatever. So that's the time to do it when you're deschooling. Get your systems in place and just really get to know your kids and give them a time to feel comfortable at home, feel comfortable with maybe a chore schedule, that it's going to be a different lifestyle now. So, you don't have the time where your children are in school to clean your house, to do laundry. You might want to implement, a chore system, a board where you can write things down. Just really take that time to deschool and focus on your family. Whatever that looks like for your family, everybody's different, everybody does it differently, and nobody's wrong. So I really encourage you to do that. Number 4, gather all your info if you haven't done that already, and there's so much on the internet that is free. You don't even have to buy stuff if you have little ones, because ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and readers and the Bible, and you are good to go. I mean, crayons and paint and chalk and just pencils, things like that, and you're good for kindergarten and first grade. There is so many free options on the internet, but I get that you are going to want to see all the curriculum and all the books, and I would encourage you to just gather all that learning stuff. Here in Florida, we have the Florida Parent Educators Association convention every May, and it is a dynamo. If you're new here, you will not want to miss it. It is information overload, but in a good way, because us homeschoolers, we like to know things, we like to learn things. So step 4 is to gather your information, and if you go to fpea.com, they'll have a Get Started in Florida guide. You'll want to join there, and you will get a discount to the convention. They will also have groups in your area, which I'm going to tell you about later on, of the 2 groups here that I belong to. So number 5 is, I want you to carve out a little space in your house. If you don't have extra room, if you don't have like a spare bedroom, that's a whole, different animal. When I started out, I only had one child, so I had a third bedroom, and I got to make that our little area. You know, as a kid, I wanted to be a teacher, I guess. I love stationery, I love books, I love pens, so playing the teacher was right up my alley. And so I had to have a little schoolroom. You do not need to do this. And as time went by with my second, I like to do things on a couch. So even though I had a little office, I made sure there was a little love seat in there. And it's just nice to have a little space where you could read on the couch, spread out all your books, papers, and things, you know, so maybe later on you don't have to clean up the dining room table. But I did do that too. I used my dining room table, and I had a little corner in my dining room, and that's where I put my little books. I got one of those little carts, and I just put all of our supplies in there. So, you know, that's another thing. You could go on Pinterest and look up homeschool rooms and school rooms, and you will be amazed at all the things and how beautiful and organized people have their spaces. So I would encourage you to look at that too. So that's it on the 5 steps, guys. I hope that helps you. I hope that if you want to homeschool and you want more information, I belong to 2 groups. One here in Hernando County is called Home Circle of Hernando, and my Pasco group is called Growing Great Minds. You can find them both on the internet, and I will put both of their links in the description box so you can easily find them. And I will also put my letter of intent to help you get started. And also, guys, I just wanted to let you know that I am now a realtor. So if you like any of the content that I'm going to be bringing you to help you with your homeschooling journey or anything like that, give me a call. If you want to upsize your house, you know, if you feel like you need more room, I will do my best to, you know, find you the perfect house here in Hernando County or Pasco County. And if you're retired like me and you want to or need to downsize, I would love to help you sell it and, you know, find you something smaller if that better helps your family needs. So have a great weekend, everybody. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.